American Morning, the most news in the morning, period. Weekdays 6 Eastern.
It's not over. It's certainly winding down. There are a lot less primaries left. Super Tuesday is passed, and McCain has the nominal number. But, if you're in a campaign for only gaining power, that is one thing. If you're in a campaign to influence ideas in the future of the country, the campaign is never over. So this has been a tremendous vehicle for us, and we have gotten 350,000 people together. I'll tell you what, they don't want to quit. They want this to them is just a beginning, and they're very much involved in influencing the party and getting involved and becoming candidates. So the true revolution and the change of the party as well as the change of the country is ongoing. So we feel very good about it, which means I'm still in the race, but certainly in a manner that is less energetic than it was, 6 months ago.
But there were
so many primaries.
The bottom line is, though, you're going to continue to contest in the upcoming primaries?
Sure, I will go, and Pennsylvania is coming up, and North Carolina is coming up. We have a lot of supporters there, and I feel more or less obligated because there might be 30,000 volunteers in Pennsylvania waving signs, and I don't feel good about walking away from them. And some of them actually believe, a lot of good will come from this, and a lot more has come of this campaign than I ever dreamed. I didn't think that it would last that long, nor would energize so many, nor raise so much money. So we're really excited about what's going on.
So, Congressman, when people say Ron Paul is out of the presidential race, that's true, not true, partly true? How would you describe it?
Well, I would think in the nominal sense, what are the odds of us overcoming delegates of John McCain or his delegates deserting? So in that way, it's over. But the campaign to get the maximum number of votes and the maximum amount of delegates to participate in writing platforms and talking about the future, I think we're very much involved and very much alive.
So you're still trying to influence this race. You're still trying to get your issues out there. There are some people who say that the best way that you could do that would be to launch a third-party candidacy or an independent candidacy. What do you say?
Well, I don't think it's very practical, and I think Republicans deserve to have at least a conservative to vote for. Right now, the conservative base does not support John McCain because he's identified more with the liberal Democrats. So therefore, why should they be disenfranchised? Although, the odds are slim, they still have a right to vote for somebody that stands for traditional Republican conservative principles, limited government, personal liberties. This is something the Republicans used to brag about and preach. So they deserve a chance to vote for that.
McCain's out there in the campaign trail now saying that he's trying to unify the party. He's trying to re-energize the party. Are you suggesting he's not the guy to do that?
Well, I would suggest that unity might be secondary to principle. What do we believe in? If you can unify a party and reject your principles, what is unity worth? So I would say in this, it's a healthy thing to have a discussion and debate. That's what the campaign's all about.
But will you support John McCain?
I'm not likely to support John McCain unless he changed his views. He doesn't represent anything I've talked about for 30 years. Non-intervention, foreign policy, personal liberties, civil liberties, free markets, no McCain-Feingold, no child left behind. He doesn't stand for any of those things. So how could I reject everything I've talked about for 30 years and galvanize 350,000 people and say, oh, okay, now it's all over. Unity is the most important thing. Now I endorse John McCain. Nobody would understand that, and I certainly would have a difficult time adapting to that.
Well, the flip side of that coin, the flip side of that coin, then you were the only Republican calling for a withdrawal from Iraq. Would your supporters, then, if you're not going to become president and be in a position to affect that, would they be better off voting for the Democratic candidate?
Oh, I don't think so, because I don't think they're very sincere. If you look at Obama's voting record, he has voted to, not to end the war. He has voted to finance the war. So his rhetoric is playing to the people that come my way. But he is every bit as much of an intervention. He wants to send more troops into Afghanistan. He wants to broaden the military. So I think it's a fraud what he's talking about when he wants to really get out of Iraq. But I think that's politics.